right, yo, what's up, viewers of the tube? You know who it is. It's Chico Crypto, and I'm here with Ameen of Spankchain. Big project, something I'm highly excited about because I love porno. Who doesn't? So, Ameen, could you introduce yourself and basically just give like a 5-minute elevator pitch of what Spankchain is and what you guys are trying to accomplish?
Cool, yeah. So hi, I'm Ameen, CEO of Spankchain. We're building economic infrastructure for the adult entertainment industry to bring the benefits of cryptocurrency to the adult entertainment industry sooner. So we're building a live cam site where users can tip in crypto. It was Ether only, and then we expanded it to add support for our Booty stablecoin, and we plan to add more tokens and currencies in the future.
Oh, so you have your own stablecoin. I didn't know that. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so we launched the Spank Bank last month.
Good name.
And Spankbank is our algorithmic central bank that manages the Booty stablecoin supply. And so the way this works is you stake your Spank in the Spank Bank. And so Spank is the primary staking token that we sold in the ICO last November, sold about 30% of it, raised about $6.5 million. So you stake your Spank in the Spank Bank, and then it mints Booty.
Oh, wow.
Booty is our stablecoin, and we accept Booty for $1 worth of our fees. So on our cam site, we charge 5% fees, and those fees will be collected in Booty. And then the Booty is sent to the Spank Bank, where it is counted and burned, and the Spank Bank targets a total supply of Booty, which is 20 times the monthly fees.
Oh, wow. That's pretty nice. That's pretty excellent. I didn't know the depths of that. Stable coins, I mean, especially for some of these cam stars, they're not going to want fluctuations with tokens like normal tokens. They're going to want their money in a stable environment. So they get the $100, is $100. It's not going to go down 10, 20% in the swinging market.
Right. So we experimented with doing just ETH payments for the last 4 months that our campsite was live. It launched in April. And we found that many performers and viewers too were disappointed, as we've been in a bear market, and they'd come back to the site and they'd see that they had less money. And so if we, what we're trying to make it is for viewers and performers, when they get paid and when they buy tokens, it's stablecoin, and so they don't have to worry about it.
Nice, that's excellent, man. So you guys have been in the news recently. I know this is a topic that some of your followers, as well as people in the industry, would like to hear from, the mouth of the CEO. Could you explain the attack that happened against Spankchain and how the funds were actually taken?
Yes. So we started looking at Etherscan. It was like 7 p.m. We were at a MakerDAO party. I actually had like my first drink in like 2 years.
Wow.
And then now it's like lesson learned. So we were at the party and then get a notification from a teammate that says, "Hey, this is urgent. Like our funds are no longer in the contract." And so we start looking at the Etherscan and the contract, and we realize that there's recursive contract calls taking place, which is an indicator of reentrancy, and that each time one of those contract calls is taking place, 5 Ether is moving out of the contract and going to another wallet.
Oh, shit.
And so this happened enough times to move about 165 Ether out of the wallet, out of the payment channel smart contract. And so, long story short, there is a convenience function that when you open a channel with Spankchain and deposit money, you can call this function if Spankchain has not joined the channel to withdraw your funds ahead of time, right? And so that function had a reentrancy bug in it because it did not zero out your balances before it withdrew. And when you withdrew the ETH, it sent you the ETH, but then when it did the token withdrawal, what the attacker did is that when they created the channel, they used an address of a token that was their malicious smart contract. Not just like a normal ERC20 token. And so what that token transfer function did when it was sending you back your initial deposit in the token is that it actually called back into the function that allowed you to exit repeatedly until all the Ether was gone. And so because it didn't zero out your balances, it would go down the function, it would transfer you the ETH, and then it would start to transfer the token, and then that would go to the attacker's malicious contract, which would then call back into the same function and then transfer you the ETH because the balance was still not zeroed. The balances were zeroed, but only after the call.
Only after. So was this targeting one certain payment channel, or was it multiple types of payment channels?
It was just ours.
Just yours.
That was up there. And when I talked to the attacker, they actually didn't realize it was us.
Really? So you actually got to talk to the hacker?
Yeah. We had a great conversation.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I basically kissed that money goodbye. I'm over it. I'd moved on. But you know, in the morning yesterday, I got a notification from a sort of friendly angel that gave me a lead into the attacker's identity, and followed that and tracked them down and gave them a call. And then on the call, you know, I started off by congratulating them on being the real winner of the ETHSF hackathon. I explained, you know, how impressed I was with their work and how important it is that, you know, the security community shows smart contract developers where we, you know, could do better.
Yep.
And I said, you know, can I please have my money back?
Can I please get that back, sir?
Yeah. And then I said, you know, if you send it over, we'll give you a $5,000 reward. And they said, that seems reasonable. And so they sent me the private key with the funds, and I transferred them back $5,000 of ETH, as well as the 5.5 ETH that they had actually deposited themselves in order to use as seed capital for the attack.
Okay. So it wasn't a big like fight to get him. Like once he knew, he was caught. He was like, all right, well, yeah, I'm gonna send it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. So, I mean, if the guy was totally nefarious, I mean, he could have just kept it. So how does that make you feel, like knowing that there's still some good people out there, even in hackers?
I think ultimately, you know, there's Solidity hackers are a little bit different than like your average run-of-the-mill, you know, black hat network security penetration guy, right? Like, you know, that person, they want to hack you, they want to take all of your private information, they want to expose you, steal like credit card stuff, banking statements. Whereas a Solidity hacker is somebody who has a, you know, a firm grasp of how smart contracts work, and they, you know, exploit some loophole in a smart contract. And so, you know, some of the sort of smart contract hacker community is ultimately reasonable, and we should invite them because I think it's a benefit to the ecosystem that there's more eyes on our contracts to make sure that things are secure, because the incentives to hack and steal are already there.
Oh yeah, it's money.
There's millions of dollars in these contracts, so it's mostly a matter of you know, trying to incentivize the good behavior.
Yep.
Somebody who then hacks you comes back and says, hey, you know, can you offer me some reasonable reward for providing you this service?
Exactly. So, I mean, a lot of projects, I mean, they have the bounty programs, but I've seen some of them. They are pretty, like, I mean, come on, you guys. Pay them, the people who find exploits more. And I think, you know, for the amount you guys that got hacked, it's a totally reasonable bounty.
Yeah, so the best part about this is actually the part two. The part two of this was that the hacker then told me that they could use a different exploit to get the booty. So there's 4,000 booty, which is the stable coin and pegged to $1. And so that was immobilized on the payment channel contract. And so we had a plan of getting it back, but it would have involved waiting for the users to come back online in order to sign a off-chain payment update that would allow us to then take that to the payment channel contract and withdraw funds for ourselves and them. But what the hacker told me is that they could actually use a second exploit and get the booty back faster. And what I said is, well, if you can do this, then anybody can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And you've proven to be a reasonable, you know, person. And so I would much rather you do this and do it immediately and give me the booty back, and I will pay you for it. And so I said, if you can get me the $4,000 worth of booty back, I will pay you the price for 4,000 booty, which is $4,000.
Nice.
And it was within 24 hours, but then within 65 minutes, I had 4,000 booty in my account.
Wow.
I was very impressed.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah. So we are currently writing up a formal report on the vulnerabilities and how they were exploited, and we are rewriting the payment channel contract. And the attacker has been most helpful, and we've opened a direct communication line with them, and they audited 2 of my other contracts pro bono.
Oh wow, awesome. So could you see this working out as, hey, he might join the Spankchain team actually?
I think in some ways they already have. It normally, it was an exchange of goods for services, but the order was a little bit whack. Normally, somebody provides a service and then you give them the goods.
Yep.
In this case, they took all the goods,
and then
provided us the service, gave us the goods back, and then we gave them a part of the goods as a reward.
It's funny how crypto makes things work, isn't it? I mean, this is Wild West again, and
and I think we got lucky that the attacker was ultimately reasonable, because most of the time that doesn't happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, when there's a lot of money on the line, especially a lot of these. I mean, even the person with the most morals, if it's millions of dollars, sometimes things don't go well.
Yeah, exactly. So we're moving forward from this and taking it very seriously, and we've reached the point that we need to prioritize security and pay for the audits. But we've also had 16 different security auditing firms and individuals reach out to us and offer their discounted services.
Awesome.
So I think we're going to have no shortage of professionals that want to help us make sure that the layer 2 payment solutions that we're building and offering for Ethereum at large are secure and very thoroughly tested.
Okay. Well, the thing too about smart contracts on Ethereum Turing complete is you almost have endless possibilities. I mean, with the Turing complete smart contract, possibilities are multiple and multiple. So I mean, the audits for those are highly critical. So yeah. I'm great. That's great. You guys are going to be looking into it very, very hard.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we didn't do it at first is because it's expensive, right? So the auditor, the attacker asked me for $5,000. The auditors charge like 50 or even up to 100 for some of the best ones, right? That's the real ransom.
Yep, that is the real ransom. I agree 100%.
So, we had our previous version of the payment channel contract audited. It cost $17,000. It was for a pretty simple contract, all things considered. And the most money the contract ever had was also $17,000.
Wow.
Right? Which is to say that, if I had a 99% chance of getting hacked, it would have still behooved me to not get the audit and hold on to the money just in case.
Yeah.
And then return it, right? And so, but now we're reaching the point where the money that we're storing on these contracts is passing the cost of an audit, and that's why we're making the decision to do so.
Awesome. Well, when you guys come out with any of those reports or anything, definitely send them over my way. I'll get them spread to my community. Already have a bunch of fans of Spankchain in my community, actually.
Fantastic.
So definitely send them over. So talking about the payment channels, explain what they are, for noob investors or noob crypto guys. How do they work, and how will yours work in the future?
Okay. So I've done the payment channel explanation a bunch of times. It's pretty great. You know how a bar tab works?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So you go to a bar, you pull out your card, you give it to the bartender. What you don't want to do is every time you get a drink, you have to go through the whole payment process, write it down, pay, do the checkout, authorize the payment, etc. Right? So they just hold your card, and then they keep track of all of the drinks that you've ordered, and then at the end of it, you settle one transaction. So payment channels work the exact same way. When you want to open a payment channel with somebody, you deposit a bunch of money with that specific counterparty, and then off-chain, you digitally sign using the same private key payment updates that, so let's say if I deposited 100, then off chain, I'm going to send you a payment that says, I now have 99 and you have 1. Then we'll send you another payment that says, I now have 98 and you have 2. Right. And then whenever you want, whenever either of us want to settle, we take that last payment and then we submit it to the smart contract. And then that allows me to withdraw the remainder of my funds, and it sends you the funds that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it allows you to bundle a number of off-chain transactions into 2 on-chain transactions. And the transactions that happen off-chain take place instantly. They're just normal like internet message, and they don't require any sort of on-chain transaction fee. There's no gas cost. Right?
Oh, nice. So that's actually the perfect analogy for my channel, because I'm Chico Crypto and I always drink a beer usually on the channel. Not this episode. It's a little early in the morning. Yeah. But yeah, so the bar tab analogy is actually perfect.
Yep. And so like when you join Spankchain and you use our Camsite, you will have a SpankPay account. And so you'll send money to the SpankPay account. And then so this will be your wallet in browser and iframe. It's sort of like MetaMask. The private key is encrypted in your browser's local storage. And then it'll deposit the money that you send it into the payment channel contract. And then when you hit tip, that tip is actually just an off-chain payment message. Right?
Oh, so awesome.
Yeah. And so then whenever you want to withdraw your money, then you'll pull it out if you have any left over.
That's great. So what is your guys' wallet and how does it incorporate the payment channels?
Yeah, so the wallet, we call it SpankPay.
Okay.
So you have a pay account. And so it incorporates the payment channels by sort of wrapping the interface that's required to talk to both the payment channel contract on chain as well as the Spankchain payment channel hub. And so when you open the account, you send the deposit to the contract, and then you can send the tips or any other payments to the Spankchain payment channel hub, which then routes it to performers through payment channels that Spankchain has open with performers.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And so the performers receive the payments instantly in real time.
Wow, that's excellent for those performers, actually. So Let's move into the performers. The Spankchain Camsite is live with a beta. What has been the biggest challenges you guys have faced since launching that?
Yeah, so it's sort of like threading the needle between engineering constraints and users understanding the UX of the site, right? So we actually just reverted. Today we relaunched the old version of the site, which had a slightly backdated wallet interface, used the different channel, but that was just Ether, and we represented it as Finney because Finney is 1/1000th of an Ether, so you don't want to see decimals everywhere. And so the hardest part is like, finding that balance, because we can't solve all the problems. We will eventually solve all the problems, but in the meantime, there is gas, there's addresses, there's confirmation times, the usernames aren't perfect. Like it shouldn't be addresses, it should be usernames. You have your private key on the site, and if you lose it, you're sort of fucked.
You're fucked.
So trying to make sure that we educate all of our users about this, about the trade-offs that we have to make in the meantime, in terms of the UX, while we keep engineering better and better solutions to circumvent some of these issues.
So have you thought about some name service? So taking those public keys, private keys, and turning them into something like, hey, Tyler.eth or Ameen.eth or Ameen.spank, maybe.
Haven't gotten around to it yet. Absolutely, that's on the roadmap.
Awesome.
So it's going to be like a .spankchain.eth, and then we just hide that part, and then that's your username. And if you want it, you can sell it and stuff like that.
That's awesome, because I can see like some of those names, especially for some big cam stars and porn stars. I mean, some of those names could be worth some good money one of these days.
Yep.
All right. So, how about the biggest advantages for the Camstars over the centralized model?
So I mean, we take 5% fees. Most of the other ones take like 50.
Yep.
So that's just sort of out the gate. Then as well, like we do instant payouts, and most of the other sites you have to wait 2 weeks.
Yep.
And if you want, you can hold your money in crypto, and that provides an advantage over necessarily needing to send it to a bank and then have the bank ask questions. So there's that.
Awesome. So let's move on to some of the other products you guys have. I was going through the white paper very briefly, and I saw the red light district. Could you explain that to our users? And it's a very good name.
Yeah. So we have the Camsite now, but we're working also on a clip site, and the clip site will be called the Red Light District. It will be done in partnership with District 0x, which provides a marketplace governance platform to allow voting and participation by the community in how content curation is done, how content ranking is done, things like that. And so we're building that, and so that'll allow performers to upload their clips and for users to purchase them, even if the performer is offline. And I think it'll have the best payment user experience on earth, because you just click the thing and buy it, and it'll just deduct a small fee from your card instead of having to like go through a checkout experience. And
wow. Have you thought about, or this is probably actually already in there, non-fungible tokens to get those on the blockchain and make them actually rare?
We have some ideas around non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
We have a site called Crypto Titties.
Oh, nice.
So Crypto Titties we actually launched in January, shortly before AVNs, which is like the Oscars of porn. And it was mostly an onboarding tool for the adult performer community to show them the benefits of sovereign digital money, where if you take a picture of your tits, upload it to the site, put an Ether address on it, and the Ether address is like your Cypher browser or some wallet you control. Like, we're not taking any money off this. And then you can go to the site, and then people can tip you, and you get 100% of that money.
Awesome.
And the tits are ranked by the tips, and that is Crypto Titties. And performers started using it as a payment processor. And so one of the things we were thinking around that is to sort of NFT that. And make it so that as a performer you can have like a daddy token, and specific to each performer, and so whoever owns that is like your crypto daddy.
What? That is fucking brilliant! Holy shit! You just blew my mind.
And then like you can like write their name on your tits.
Oh my god! You guys move on that. That is fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
We have an extensive roadmap. If we were in a bull market forever, I would have all this done by now.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but crypto, it goes up, it goes down. You got to work with the market.
So so we're doing stuff like that. The other stuff we're working on is the Spank Pay SDK. So the wallet that we've been iterating on to make our Camsite work and what will be integrated into the clip site. We also plan to extend that to all other merchants and websites in the adult space, and integrate it into there, so that you get this like nice single sign-on instant checkout experience across all of porn.
Okay. So are you guys looking at any partners yet, or is NDA stuff, or?
Partners, yeah, I can't announce anybody just yet, but
no worries. Understand that. Well, it's good to hear that you guys are in talks, because I mean, I hope it's you guys become a competitor to Shitcoin Verge and Pornhub. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that coin.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is.
So
the last thing I'll say is a very exciting future product on our roadmap is the payment channels, state channels based decentralized exchange that we're building.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so it turns out that like you can actually do exchange in state channels pretty easily as well, in a non-custodial way, in the same way that you with the same level of security that you would get from trading on the actual chain, except a much better user experience, because it's a sort of centralized server. You don't need to wait that long for confirmation times and like wrapping Ether in order to use the smart contracts or stuff like that. And It will be called Cum Swap.
Oh God, you guys come up with the best names. I'm not joking. Like that is
yeah, it'll be fun. The designs are coming together as well, and I'm very excited for it. I think we'll have a demo by DEF CON and probably be able to launch it shortly thereafter.
Really. So actually, you guys were just in San Francisco Blockchain Week, correct?
Yes.
How was that?
That was fun. I lived in San Francisco for a while. I know a lot of the people there. The best, most talented engineers in the world tend to be are in San Francisco, and there's a huge outpour of excitement for people to get hacking on smart contracts on Ethereum, and building both tools and applications to move the whole ecosystem forward.
Yeah. So one thing though, I saw Brenna Sparks was with you guys.
She was.
So I got a favor to ask you. I want Brenna Sparks on the channel.
Okay.
If you could make that happen, I would.
Yeah, I'll give her a call.
Definitely, man. And then bring up the idea. I mean, this is just a long shot. The first on your on your cam site, a first porno between a YouTuber and a porn star.
I think you'll have to bring that up yourself.
Okay, I will. Don't worry. Don't worry. But if you could set up the interview, I mean, I would love to have her on because I've seen she does crypto videos as well. And she's pretty bright in the industry, actually.
Yeah, she's very forward thinking.
Yeah, so I would love to have her on, just talk crypto for one, but then maybe we could set up something else. Cool, man. Well, any last words for the viewers? Any road stops coming up? Any big news you want to let the viewers know about?
Not more than what I just said, but come hang out with us on Discord. We have a growing community of crypto enthusiasts and porn stars and everyone in between that's just hanging out and learning about crypto and what it means for society and how to make it work and how to get paid. And you can find the link to our Discord on our Twitter. So at Spankchain, check us out. Come hang out.
Yeah, definitely. And all viewers, I'll have links to Spankchain website as well as the Camsite, as well as their Discord and Twitter in the description of this video, you guys. So, Ameen, I really appreciate having you on the channel. I think you guys handled everything with that hack the best I've ever seen. So, congratulations on that. And I look forward to seeing what you guys produce in the future.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. And we will be talking soon. I'll have you on again, brother.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers, man. See ya.